your offense really took control and owned that second half, be able to run the football, mixed it up a little bit, but Lane Sumner had a great night.
Yeah, first real time that Lane had a chance to be the guy, and we felt confident in his ability to do so, and he went out there and did it. He got one called back. I know he had the fumble, but outside of that, really pleased with what he did. Caught the ball at least the one time that I can recall down the field. So, yeah, Lane, I think we felt like could be a very productive back, and it was great to see that tonight.
So, kind of be happy with your defense. Get a couple turnovers.
Yeah, to take the ball away like we did, because that game was sitting at that 2-score range too long, and to take the ball away a couple times. Cal's last interception certainly cemented it. So, our defense, we gave up some big plays, and that's not what we want to be all about. But ultimately, stood up when we had to.
So much of the offseason is about talking about depth, but I mean, what's it like to actually see it play out when you do have down a couple running backs and have a guy go for over 100 yards?
Yeah, I think as we continue to build this program, you got to have the next man up mentality. The next guy up's got to come in and be able to do the job. And I know there's a lot of guys out there, probably Lane included, to be in a higher profile position for the first time, and he really responded. I trust our offensive line. The 4 new guys essentially probably did the job based on how we ran the football. So. Defensively, I know the same thing. A bunch of new faces at times out there, and we need to continue to build our depth. So, we're on track as far as that goes. But I feel like we still got a ways to go.
First 20-25 minutes, it seemed like the offensive line was really swimming, trying to find their feet. But then it seemed like they kind of settled in. So, what changed? Was it schematic, or was it just them playing in a game?
Well, I think. We get a couple holds that first half that were probably holds, but I think you take those out there, which you can. I think it looks a little bit different. They played the defense they played today. I won't say it's exactly what we prepared for. We were preparing for a mix of things, and I think a little of that showed up today. But part of, to your point, is we were going to have to get that game and get a feel for what they were going to be doing. I know. An early sack was not on the O-line. That was an extra guy coming, so that was more on the quarterback at that time. So we ultimately, I guess, found our groove and were able to lean on those guys, and that's it was good to see.
Can you say anything about Kagan's absence?
Yeah, Kagan has an injury right now that was not suffered in practice that he's dealing with, and best I can probably say is potentially update you on Monday.
And you've missed so many guys. I mean, is there a little bit of, I guess, encouragement from this, and also maybe a little bit of like how we can't afford but many more guys to go down a little bit?
Yeah, it's football. We had guys that we were missing from last year, and we'll get some of those guys back. Obviously, we've lost a few, I think, in over the course of spring. I don't know if it's a lot or if it's normal. I mean, of course, the fall, I guess. I don't know if it's normal or not. We got to be able to move ahead. That's why you have the depth you have. Typically, the law of averages, it hits a couple particular places, and that's maybe the case. But it would seem like we came out of that game in pretty good shape, but we'll have to find that out as well. McNeese. I think's got some things going, and they got some athletes on that team, and they were out there playing hard and physical and all that. So no, I feel our depth is solid. It's maybe not as good as it was at the beginning of August, but that's the cost of doing business a little bit.
How about the heat today? Was that any kind of a factor?
Oh, I think so. I think for both teams, we tried to press them offensively, and I think at times it worked in our favor. I think we got tired at times. We'll have to look at their first long touchdown in particular. I don't think that was due to being tired. That was early in that. That was a long touchdown run early in that drive. I think it was maybe in the first play. So, yeah, it was a factor. It was a factor for both teams. Credit to Coach Herron, though. I think our guys are conditioned well. We maybe didn't play as many guys as we will ultimately, and that's something that with our coaching staff, I think we got to continue to grow the guys we feel comfortable playing, and was good to see a bunch of those guys I'm talking about getting at the very end too.
There's that sequence in the second quarter where you went for it on fourth down, got it, and then Tommy threw the touchdown. How much separation do you think that helped you guys get?
Well, that was huge. You know, anytime you go for it on fourth down, that's a game-changing play. And if you get it and then you capitalize, obviously good for us. And if you don't, that flips the momentum completely around. So, you know, credit to our ability to get that first down. And you know, I thought we threw the ball well at times. We were explosive at times, but we got plenty to clean up as far as that goes.
They seem to be able to get something going in the run game there in the second quarter. Was that something they did, or was it something that you guys?
Well, two big plays in particular. I think the first one, I think we were a little over aggressive in the back end, you know, and they pop into the secondary, and we didn't have anybody home. I think we missed some tackles on a couple of the other long plays. I think they had 3 long plays. If our memory serves me, they had 300 yards, and a big, huge chunk of those came on 3 plays. A long pass on 3rd and 14, and those 2 runs. That can't be our MO though. You know, 75-yard touchdown, 66-yard touchdown. I don't know how long the other play was ultimately.
30 yards.
Long. So that we need to make teams go the long way, and you know, we didn't do that enough tonight.
It seems like on a lot of first and goal situations, you guys were putting Sean Chambers out there rather than Tommy. Was that kind of the game plan going in, or was that something that you guys just felt comfortable as the game went on?
No, I think that's our plan. You know, we're a little bit down running back position. Tommy's going to get his carries, but he doesn't need to get all of them. Sean's an effective runner, so it's a combination of all those 3 things. And I think, you know, Sean's got a knack, you know, in tight in between the tackles. In particular, and you know, he scored a couple touchdowns because of that.
You had like 250 yards in the third quarter, 16 points. What was the turning point, or how are you guys able to sort of have that response after halftime?
Well, I think we grabbed the momentum before the half. We had a chance to run the clock and get a score, and not give them really an opportunity. And then we knew we were getting the ball. You know, so that middle portion of the game, if you can win that, and we scored that touchdown, we got a field goal, I believe, that first drive. Just the momentum I think we created for the half was huge, even though the first half was very, very uneven. You know, I think it was, I can't say that we cleaned it up necessarily in the third quarter, but we did a little bit. You know, we had some significant penalties in that first half that took us out of some really big plays. And not that we didn't, like I said, entirely clean that up, but played a little better football. You know, but we got, again, plenty to work on.
So crowd, Hall of Fame weekend, all that stuff. So I mean, was there an element of pressure coming into this game, or I mean, do you feel like nerves were?
You could say, I don't know if the crowd, the excitement of not playing in a long time. I think the unknown of the opponent, and I think you know, we want our guys to be as prepared as possible. And in a game like this, you're prepared, but not nearly like you will be 2-3 weeks down the road for an opponent that you got a couple games worth of film on. So I think that probably contributed to the uneasiness as much as anything. And you know, we have some, I think, uncharacteristic penalties. We turned the ball over in the second half a couple times. We take it away a few times, but you know, it just wasn't as clean as you'd like. And our expectation is to play complementary football. You know, not shoot ourselves in the foot, and I just felt like we did that a little too much tonight.
It's one thing to see Tommy pass for a touchdown, but I feel like he kind of built his whole mantra on running the football. How good did it feel to see Tommy just punch that one in at the end of the game?
The running back went one way and the quarterback went the other.
Greatest play
So,
kick ever, right?
yeah, I guess it felt good to see him score, but that wasn't by design. So I don't know. You know, I think for him, getting back out and speed of the game, getting tackled, having the ability to get tackled, that's the first time since Frisco. And you know, things you can get away with in the read game, maybe against the scout team, or you're not getting tackled, you're getting touched. I think that he'll just keep getting better and better on that part of his game. You know, he's a lot faster maybe than some of our scout team guys. He's faster than their guys, but not a lot faster. I think that showed up a little bit tonight.
Ravi, imagine you see a lot of those catches in practice.
Well, those are I haven't seen a lot like that. I mean, he had a couple great catches. His ability to adjust the football and the touchdown, the one down our sideline. You know, a lot of it's been more maybe of the jump ball variety. So those two, you know, yeah, he's got really good ability. He's big and physical. To see him have success tonight, to see you know, Willie have some, you know, real success. You know, hopefully we're just scratching the surface. You know, I don't like the fact that we only had, you know, Tommy only had 10 completions. You know, that number's gotta go up. But you know, you get up in a game, you probably don't throw it as much. So we got a lot to work on. How many phrases have I ended up with that? So it's abundantly clear.
What do you call that Philly special play? Do you have a different name for it?
Name wise, I don't even know. It didn't work. It was wide open though. So.
Tommy almost had another three
Yeah.
touchdown 3 different ways game.
Right. Well, we'll go back to the drawing board on that one.
How
And
about defensively, Coach Callahan had a good night.
Yeah.
Nolan Askelson, it was good to see him
Yeah.
out there. Brody Greeby, what really stood out to you there?
Well, I thought when they wanted to pass, generally we were able to put pressure on them. You know, again, you can't remove just a few plays, but you remove a few, it was pretty close to what we want. But that's not the way it works. I thought in a couple of occasions we didn't wrap up, but that's, you know, probably a credit to McNeese's players to some degree. But you know, this game, we got to live with it. We got to look at it and take the good, the bad, and we got to understand we set the bar defensively, offensively. I thought special teams, you know, I think return game, Taco did a really good job back there. Kicked the ball in the end zone. We punted the ball well a couple times. Missing a field goal, missing an extra point was probably the downside. So, you know, generally, you know, pleased with our effort, and you know, that's the one thing that we can never lose sight of. If we play with great effort, generally things are going to work out our way. We just got to clean up plenty of things. So.